Welcome back to the Universe Mode University. We're on episode 3. We're getting there. We've only got 22 more episodes to go after this one. Thank you for joining. Thank you for all the support on the Universe Mode University. Make sure that you do comment down below. At the end, we'll have something for you to comment or anything you want to leave it. But I didn't do the introduction last episode, and I need to do it. I feel like it's been too long. Right, okay. Welcome to the goddamn show. In today's show, we're talking about managing talent. And we've got 4 segments to cover. 4 modules inside this semester. Well, it's not a semester. It's inside this topic. So segment 1, we're going to cover star power versus depth. Segment 2, we're going to talk about keeping talent fresh. Segment 3, tag teams, factions, women's division, and getting a balance. Segment 4, free agents and new signings. And we'll talk about how many people I think you should have per roster. How many brands, all that stuff. So let's get into it. So segment 1, star power versus depth. What do I mean by this? So what I mean by this is, what is more important to you? Is it having big names that sell the show? But if you have too many of them, your mid-card gets crushed. That's the problem. So what is the sweet spot? What is the number that, so many people ask me this, but what is the number that I have come up with for how big I think your brands should be? So I have designed this, and I want to know how many wrestlers you guys have in your roster. If it's any more than 40, I'll get anxiety, but I'm only joking. Have as many as you want, but I would say the sweet spot is roughly 20 to 25 superstars per brand if you're doing a weekly show. And you might be like, whoa, that's not enough. You can bump that up to 30 to 35 if you're only doing like 1 or 2 shows. That's fine. But I think the formula that I've made, it's broken down into segments. So the formula I've got is 5 main eventers. That's right, 5 main eventers. That sounds like nothing, but you think about the amount of time you can rotate these round. The key focus on booking and making an exciting universe mode is building characters. And if we've got 10 people in the main event division, it does seem a little bit like flustered, and maybe some people don't get the spotlight as much as others, so they're not as believable in the main event scene. And that's where this formula comes in. So we've got 5 main eventers, 8 mid-carders, 5 lower card, and jobbers. These are important as well. I would say 3 to 4 tag teams max, and 6 to 8 women's division talents. I think there you've got around 35 if I've done my maths right. If not, don't worry. Someone in the comments will calculate that. It's probably more. But don't worry if it's not perfect. Just the main thing is there isn't a specific number. This is the number that I would recommend. 20 to 25 if you're doing multiple shows. 30 to 35 if you're doing 1 to 2. And don't worry if it's not perfect. Just be sure that everybody on your roster list has a purpose. That's essentially it. Just making sure that everybody has a purpose, everybody has a place, everybody's going to get the same treatment in terms of development. Segment 2, keeping talent fresh. Yeah, I did just finish sipping on a can of Diet Coke. So there's some key points that I want to mention here. This is something that I need you to train into your own head. You don't need everybody on every show. Not every wrestler has to be present every week. On WWE television, there's wrestlers that go missing for 3 months and then just turn back. So how can we do this? How can we keep it fresh? Rotating talent weekly, especially if you're building long-term stories. You can use things like injuries, suspensions, or mystery absences to give people that breathing time and to give somebody else a chance. Call up from NXT or surprise returns can give your federation a natural pacing. And really consider using a tracker/spreadsheet or a notes app to keep tabs of who's been underused. You can use the win-loss record. I believe it's on. Well, it's definitely on PC Universe Mod. I don't know if it's on console. And something I like to do is you can create a 30-day new appearance rule. This is something I've actually designed myself to make sure that I'm just focusing on the storyline. So what is the 30-day no appearance rule? It's where you force yourself to pull someone off TV if they're overexposed. If somebody's getting so much screen time in universe mode, like time, pull them off for 4 weeks so they're not overexposed. Give somebody else a chance, bring somebody else up, and that keeps it fresh and moving. Segment 3, tag teams, factions, and the women's division balance. Now, a lot of things, I've watched a lot of universe modes on YouTube, And obviously that's the only way, apart from written. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord, you can share your universe mode there. But one of the main things that I tend to see is a lot of neglect to the tag team division and the women's division. I'm not really sure why, because if you look on television, women, I'm gonna give you a real hot take, and you don't have to agree with it, but hopefully you can see where I'm coming from. I do believe, hand on heart, and this is not well, it is an opinion, but it's not. If you look into the deeper picture, it's not a million miles away. I believe the women's division is as important as the men's. I feel like if we didn't have a women's... It's crazy to think that in the Ruthless Aggression era, the women's division was an afterthought. Nowadays, the women are as important as the men on the show. Stars like Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Io Sky, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch. I know Charlotte's going to get a boo. They are as important as Seth Rollins, CM Punk. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but just hear me out. Like, they have gone on a tremendous trajectory of evolution and created something really unique, whereby we have an opportunity to witness talent as good in the women's division as in the men's. So we're going to go over some talking points on how we can balance this. So you need to get in that mentality that with tag teams, they are not filler. They're not filler. WWE, Triple H use them as filler. Do not do what WWE are doing right now. Tag teams should have stories. Exactly the same as your main event scene in the mid-card. They should have a reason to be facing another tag team. Let's have a look at how you don't do it. The War Raiders versus the New Day at WrestleMania. No story, 1 week build, no purpose. I don't know if this will come out after or before WrestleMania. But I do believe at the time of recording this, they're using it to bring Big E back in a physical kind of way. So hopefully that can save it. But try and build stories with tag teams. It's something that WWE don't do. AEW do it a little bit better than WWE, in my opinion, with the Hurt Syndicate. They've got a little bit of a story. They have MVP who cuts promos. We don't really get tag teams outside the New Day and backstage segments in WWE to build anything. So try to make them not just random matches. Give them real feuds. I'm sure you guys do. And you can include 3 to 4 tag teams if you have tag team championships that can rotate feuds, and you can really build a arc for these tag teams. Factions are great for cross-brand chaos and backup interference. For example, you can create your own factions. Factions are a big thing. They have been ever since WCW, and they always create that hero character. So whether it be the Judgment Day, the Bloodline, or your own made-up faction, a faction is a great way to propel somebody from mid-card to the main event status. It's overcoming the odds, and that's how you can also use a tag team in an effective way. And for the women's division, if you're doing 6 to 8 women, which is what I suggested, and I know it sounds like I'm being hypocritical because I said like the women are as important as the men. This is because this is due to the fact that I see that a lot of people don't use the women, so that I'm trying to get some justice for women. So if you have 6 to 8 women, you can build your own character arc. You can have feuds that are as prominent as the men. Maybe even give them main events of Raws and SmackDowns, or give them pay-per-view. Like the way I book I don't really book my universe, but the way my universe mode works is PLEs have an equal amount of men and women's matches, whether it's tag, mid-card, world level. There's always an equal amount because I want to give the balance. The balance is important, and I always have tag team matches that mean something. So that is something you can do. And a bonus tip that I'll give you: introduce factions slowly. So I would tease alliances before naming them and calling them a faction. If you want to introduce your own faction. Segment 4 is free agents and new signings. So this could be this is a very interesting concept that I actually quite like the idea, and I thought about it and I've applied it to my own universe mode. I would love to see more people applying this. So what I would do, what I would suggest, is keeping a free agent pool of 5 to 10 superstars who can debut and return on any brand at any time. You can use cause, legends, surprise, current talent, external company talent, and it makes the world feel alive. Free agents can come in for a program They can actually come to your roster and stay on your roster. There's so much potential if you feel like things are getting repetitive with your 5 main event stars. Can you use the free agent pool? But what I mean by a free agent pool, have 15 superstars with different characteristics in this free agent pool, so that at any point you want to go towards a specific story, you can say, oh, I've got Malachi Black on the free agent pool. He's a bit of a darker character. I could turn him heel. My hero, my face needs a main event level heel. Let's bring Malachi Black onto Raw. That's just an example. You can use surprise appearances. These give instant buzz. Think of it like a transfer. When the transfer window happens, it's like a deadline day signing. It can be just out of nowhere. You can tie their arrival into a story. So a new GM signing, a trade, or an open challenge response. There's multiple tools on WWE 2K25 that you can use. And please, and this is the biggest one of the whole video, this is the biggest one that I want to get across to people. Don't be afraid to release or write off talent if they're just not clicking in your world. The wonderful thing about Universe Mode, and I say it all the time, is that each and every one of us are unique. That's why I always promote the fact that everybody has a place on YouTube. So if you do want to start creating content, join the Discord, share your stuff, ask me any questions on how I started and what I did to get to where I am. I'll help you where I can. I've got loads of graphics and stuff in there. But don't be afraid to change something if it's not working. If you have a particular superstar who you feel just can't quite be in your imagination the person you need someone to be, release them, swap them with somebody else, and make it so that your universe is yours. And that's the biggest thing. So in closing, and your homework, I always drop homework, and the homework is literally to drop a comment. So talent management is part strategy, part storytelling. Keep it balanced and your show will feel alive without ever burning out. Drop a comment, and this is the comment I want you to drop. How big is your roster? Who are your key players right now? What tag teams do you use? What tag teams don't you use? How big is your women's division? And I just want to hear how your managing talent is structured. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for the support on these guide videos. Much more to come. We've got plenty more episodes to come. I'm just going to quickly check what episode's next. I think I read them out. So next episode, we've got creating a balanced roster. So everything I've touched on today, we're going to go into more detail. We're going to talk about tier systems, heel and babyface balance, unique identities, and diversity. So we'll go into that kind of thing. And guys, thank you for watching as always. Love you all, and peace.